What's up, my friends? This is Dustin Stelzer with Journey to Master, and today I have a new tool to review. Not technically a tool. I don't know where you really draw the line on what's a tool and what's not, but it's a thing you use every day while you're at work. Helps you get shit done. It's a tool. For me, music is a tool. Especially when you're listening to Tool. Tool is fucking dope. If you guys don't listen to Tool, I highly recommend right now. Sorry, Ridgid, that you're not getting talked about first. Go check out 10,000 Days by Tool. If any of you are like into music and not just like sing-along songs that people call themselves musicians, but just because they've got like a laptop and they can make buttons like they think they're musicians, like actual like super gross talented musicians. Tool is by far some of the most amazing musicians on the planet, and the 10,000 Days album that they came out with 12 years ago is one of the most astounding pieces of musical art, musical genius on the fucking planet, bar none. The other one I would say, Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, another genius, like beautiful, ridiculously beautiful music album. It's not just some guys, some like pretty face that can sing, and then some like, you know, some recording studios like, oh, well, we'll just find a drummer and we'll just find somebody that's a guitar. All we really need is your voice and your face, because it's like a gimmick. Pink Floyd, they were some nasty musicians. There's still a Pink Floyd around today. They're not really, none of them are the same musicians. So they're just making music, trying to perpetuate the same sound that got people to drop acid and go to concerts in the 70s, but it's not the same group. So the Dark Side of the Moon is like epic album for all lifetime. Another band to check into, and I'm going to stop this whole fucking rant and get back to the thing that I listened to all of this on, is Radiohead. Radiohead or Tom York. Tom York has his own solo projects that I almost like more than Radiohead. But top Radiohead albums to check out, I would say Kid A is fantastic. I'm not a fan of the Bends or Pablo Honey, some of their older stuff. It was more like radio kind of, where I think that like Kid A, King of Limbs, Moon-Shaped Pool, and In Rainbows, a lot of people don't like, but it's very beautiful. There's a couple of songs, like the second song, Body Snatchers, I don't like. Anyways, check some of these things out if you guys are like really into music, and if you find yourself like shutting your eyes and putting really good headphones on and actually listening to music like they did back in the 70s, rather than just like trying to play baseball and listen to music where you don't really care about the music, you just need like a beat going on so that you can like stay in your zone. There's a point for that too. Anyways, Radiohead, Tool, Pink Floyd, Mars Volta. Check them bitches out. Now, radio. Ridgid came out with his Jobsite radio. I have had like a JBL Flip 3, JBL Flip 4. I've had a couple of different like Bluetooth speakers that just die, and it's kind of a pain in the ass because they're always dying, but you can like go tubing and bring them with you, and they're waterproof. This thing, I am glad as hell that it has a plug-in. I can just plug this thing into a wall, and it's got Bluetooth. So Bluetooth's to your phone. You can play all your Spotify shit or on Pandora or iHeartMusic or whatever, iHeartRadio. So it's got Bluetooth. It's got an aux input as well. So you can put aux or USB. So it's got like every kind of input you could possibly want. It has radio. And the cool thing about it is if you have Ridgid tools, it has a charger on the back of here. So as it's plugged in, it's charging your batteries. That's pretty neat. This thing pumps out a lot of sound, so even better than a lot of the JBL Flips. I don't know if I would say better. Pretty close. My problem is I have an iPhone, so iPhone kind of limits the volume that I can go up. I find that iPhones tend to be like, the device itself has a lower volume, so that whatever I'm trying to play stuff out of has a lower volume. It seems like Androids have a higher threshold for volume altogether, so I'll still get more volume when this is at its max and an Android is at its max. It seems to boost the sound a little bit, but I'm still happy with it. I'm still absolutely fantastically happy with this thing. I bring this everywhere I go. I jam it on every job site. This thing, 5 stars all the way. I don't really have anything different that I wish about it. This one, I was going to tell Ridgid that mine's a little fucked up, but it's just stuff happens. You know, like you get one bad thing in a bunch. Hopefully there's not like a bigger problem and I'm just kind of smearing that aside. But mine, the display is completely unreadable. When I got it, I took it out of the package, I turned it on, and I was like, what is blub? And then I was like trying to, change sources, and it was like 0, 1, dash, like there's just no rhyme or reason. There's something wrong with the display on mine. So that is the only downside of mine, is I pretty much just use this as a Bluetooth speaker and to be able to charge batteries with. And I pump a lot of sound out of it without it having to die on me. That's the only reason I stopped using my JBL, is because that thing, after 2 hours of me playing it on full blast, you got nail guns going on, you got air compressors kicking on a job, people hammering, saws going. Like, you need something that can be loud enough that you can still listen to your music, but not die on you after 2 hours. So that's why I started getting rid of the wireless Bluetooth stuff, because it's just like a pain in the ass to constantly have to charge them. And a lot of the times, if you're driving it at full volume and you still have it plugged into the wall, like with the little mini USB charger deal that it comes with, you're still driving it at a higher rate than it's able to charge and compensate for the volume that you're pushing through it, or the current that you're pushing through it. So just all around, this has 120 volt input. There's no low voltage little charger cord that you got to plug in. It's not trying to charge on 12 volts, and like charging with 1 amp while you're blowing like 3 amps out of it, trying to pull 1 amp into it and charge. None of that shit. This thing is rock solid. So it's sturdy too. Like you can bang it around. It is plastic, so I'm sure that if you dropped it, you probably would fuck it up quite a bit, bang it up. But it just seems very, very rigid, not waterproof in any way, so like you could still get water in the speakers. I don't know the actual like validity of that. They may call this thing like water resistant. No, battery warnings, use only Ridgid battery packs. I don't see anything about water on it. That's a pretty important thing to put on something that if you're going for that marketability. So the fact that it's not on here, I'm just going to assume that it's not waterproof or water resistant. But anyways, I love it. Oh yeah, it's got a fun little antenna. Ooh, cool. But dudes, y'all should go out and buy one of these if you're looking for a Jobsite radio. I've tried like Makita's old school. They had like a tower radio that you also put one of your drill batteries in, so at least you had like a 12 or an 18 volt lithium ion battery charging it, so that would last pretty close to a full day, if not like 6 hours or something like that. So those were really good. I mean, neat thing is like if you don't want to have to plug this thing in, you can stick a battery in there and this thing will work right off that battery. Pretty dope actually. So not a lot of complaints. 5 stars. Go out and get you one. Go to electricianu.com, go to the tool reviews section, scroll down to this episode and click any one of the little pictures that I've got, or go to the link down at the bottom and you can actually buy one of these, order it online. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your attention. Love y'all, and I'll see you in the next review.